What's up, guys? It's JM here. I just wanted to show you my plumbing bag and some of my favorite tools from it, some of the tools that I use the most and love. So the bag itself is the Massive Mouth from Tough Built. These bags I feel like are great for plumbing because they do have so much space available. They're a little bit less organized, like they have a little bit more open space and bigger pockets, fewer pockets. So some of the bigger tools like the big pipe wrenches can be thrown in there, or if you're doing something task specific, you can throw some solvent in there, or you know, whatever it is you're using and need for the job. So let's start on the outside. I've got these glove clips, which I love. They're sturdy, they're cheap, they're low profile. It's nice to have handy. The gloves you can have on the outside of the bag the whole time. This tape from Milwaukee is the stud version, and I love it. I think that it's it's the best tape I've used. I do love the Stanley Fat Max, and Milwaukee also has a wide blade version, which is a little bit has a little bit better standout, but it's only about a foot better standout. And this one, first of all, it's really noticeable which one's mine on the job site. I love the finger control. You can really feather in, you know, what you want, but also even the lock itself, because you know, you don't have to really crank down on the lock like you do on some of the other tape measures. And you can also, with my light's going dead here, but it'll be just fine. You know, like if I clamp this just a little bit closed, right, it's already doing what it needs to, and doesn't require any, you know, it doesn't require you to lock it fully, but if you need to, you can, right? So I love that. The knife, I've got the 6-in-1 from Milwaukee, the Milwaukee Fastback. This is a version that has the screwdriver, right, with the slotted and Phillips on the end. I think this is great for plumbing because, you know, you don't always need a screwdriver, but when you do, it's nice to have. And a lot of the other bags, you got plenty of dedicated drivers and stuff like that. But this one, I think that this is a great utility in this knife. I also got this from Master Force. It's $3. Come on, can't. I think this is the Tonto like style blade with a little bit of serrated on the bottom. It's nice and sturdy. It you know, I got the Milwaukee version as well. I got plenty of other knives. My favorite knife of all time, which you can check out some of the other videos to see, is the Fastback with blade storage. That one just feels a little bit better in the house, but you can't beat the utility from this knife here. So then let's move on. We've got just an inspection mirror from who knows where this is from, but it's great. It's it's big enough that you can, you know, see. You can actually see. Some of them are really tiny, but it's small enough you can get behind if you're soldering, you know, against a wall and you can't see behind. That's really useful. Just a few adjustable wrenches. This one's from Cobalt. This is 8-inch. I've got a 6-inch tucked away here, and this is supposedly wide mouth, but I mean, not really wide. So the thing about adjustable wrenches, I feel like it's the perfect opportunity to save some money, because as long as you can tell they're built solidly, right, then I don't see a ton of, there might be a few extra perks, like this got a little, you know, grip to make it a little more comfortable, but I don't see I'd like to, you know, find some savings here in the adjustable wrenches versus some of the other tools. The Ames Industries non-contact voltage detector or voltage tester, this is $5 from Harbor Freight. Basically, you should throw that everywhere, because you can, you know, you'll always have one around. This is just a reamer from Husky, a couple spare blades in the back. I've got these close quarter pipe cutters from Harbor Freight as well. These are like $6. I do love the Milwaukee one, that it comes in a carrying case, but I only have the 1/2-inch and 3/4 version. The reason I feel like, first of all, these have a lifetime warranty, so I've already got them replaced once, and you do need to get them replaced, you know, when the blade goes dull. But I just feel like having, you know, the less amount of storage space, the less amount of case space that I have is the better. So, and then here I've got a couple other jaw sizes for The PEX crimper, 3/8, 3/4 in here, 1/2 inches is on already. Some of the like shark bite removers, 3/4 and 1/2 inch. That's that. Then we've got an ink saw, Milwaukee permanent marker. These are great. I have tried plenty of other versions, like the versions from Harbor Freight, but to me, it's not worth. First of all, you're not really saving anything, but these just work better, and they're great. They last a long time. Love it. Is that all here? Yeah, I think so. So let's go ahead and move to this side here. All right, so I guess we'll stop here first. And I do have a bit holder. I have tried the new style that they're coming out with from Railer and Milwaukee and DeWalt. Everybody has a version now where they're basically the keychain version. I feel like that is just a little too difficult to pull out. This you can really see what you have. I don't need, first of all, I don't need a lot of bits, but I don't know. I just think these are great. And this is my go-to, the two-sided T25 and PH2. Because you're always flipping between these two, even if you're just doing a little bit of blocking or whatever, you're using T25. And all right, last side here, just a little bit of Teflon tape, some solder, a couple of extra markers, the Pica pencil. This I have on all my tool belts as well, but I do just have one thrown in each bag. This is an amazing pencil. I've already talked about it, but it's like a mechanical pencil, but it's tough and durable for construction conditions. You can sharpen it right here, which oftentimes I won't keep it sharp, but plenty of extra. This won't break unless you're really putting in, either you're really extending it or you're putting in really, really harsh conditions. But I like that the main thing is the holster though, right? Because that way you're not losing your pencil, and you don't have to have, sure, you could have 20 pencils and lose 10 every job, but this, I know exactly where to slot it every time. So I like that quite a bit. I've got this is my favorite screwdriver from Milwaukee. It's an insulated one. Not that you need necessarily that, but then you've got your go no go tester for PEX, a slotted kind of beater almost, just a pry bar, brush for your flux. I have the ratcheting cutters as well, but when you're actually just doing PEX, this is so much faster and easier just to have you don't have a lot of leverage, but if you're just doing supply lines, I feel like that's the way to go. I use this for like removing compression fittings, although I actually don't know where somebody's got to come up with a better design here. If you know about a better one, let me know in the comments, because I'm just looking for something better. When you need it, but all right, so then next I've got this, it's from Klein. It's the automatic or digital level finder or angle finder level. So I think this is amazing. It's because it's so small, you can fit it on your fitting on your on some of your shorter lengths of pipe, or if you're in a really tight space, or if you need to hold it and you can't really see. So I feel like this is great if you can get it on sale. Tough Built had one on sale at clearance for Menards for like $5, and I didn't pick one up. I'm kicking myself for that. This is just an adjustable cutter, close quarters cutter, if you need like some in-between size or some random smaller size, something. I think that's it for the outside of the bag. Let's go ahead and go to the inside. All right, so this is what I've got right now. I've got a stud finder. I do like, I think Racketeers has one that's like a ball. I haven't tried it. It's just 20 or 25 bucks. I feel like it's a little bit too much. This is $9 or less from Menards. Magnetic stud finder. I think that generally that's the way to go because it's so small. It's a lot better than a digital one, or so we just got some propane, or what the heck is this? yeah, propane with the starter. And I do have a couple of other attachments if I need, like the hose or anything like that. Just a light. I love this Milwaukee light. I think this is 600 lumens, but it's got a rechargeable battery. And the light is so true. It's so... first of all, you can go down to 30 lumens. And it's got like 5 different... wait, that's not enough. You got so many different adjustable settings or brightness levels, but it lasts a long time in low, and it also is really, really true. So it doesn't fatigue your eyes at all when you're using it. Another reamer for copper. Inside, outside. We've got the, behind the sink multi tool here from Rigid that has a 50 gajillion different, ways that you can use it, but really you only end up using about 3 or 4. But it's still nice to have. You need those 3 or 4. This works with 1.5 and 1.25. Like once you get out from behind the walls, once you're actually at your your faucets and other drains like that. A bathtub drain remover, another cutter here. You guys know what this is, whatever the heck that is. I usually have the plumbing version of this True Blue Empire level. Can't find it right now, so just got this thrown in, but I got a replacement on the way, or I'll go pick one up. I love these 16-foot tapes from Stanley. They are just so compact. I love them. So it's not quite. I mean, this was my go-to for years. Plus the 25-foot, which is actually just as cheap, if not cheaper, and easier to find. But this size is just so convenient. Now let's get to the heavy hitters. This is the stuff that I love. Now the Knipex Cobras are just some these are the pliers that I think everybody would attest are the best pliers, definitely that I've ever used. They grip really, really well. They have great leverage. They never slip. Durable, thin. They're great. I would not put anything else in my bag. Although lots of different brands are coming out with similar versions, now, or similar construction styles. But so we got that. We've got this is a pliers wrench. This is the 10-inch version from Knipex. I actually do like the sleek, smooth grip handle for this. I have the 7 1/4, which I showed you in my general tool bag. I feel like it's not. First of all, it's the size is one thing, the amount you can open, but also the jaws on the 7 1/4. But also, I feel like actually the handles themselves are not quite as good on that because I've got the comfort grip on those. But this right here is one of my favorite tools. So it's great when you're it's basically an adjustable wrench, but you can slip and re-engage a lot faster. So it's very, very nice, and they just got lots of power. Even though lots of power. I love these things. Definitely would get again if I needed to. I got the 12-inch from the 12-inch Cobras from Knipex. These have jaws that just open like you would never need anything. I mean, you could change an oil filter with the way how big these open, like on a car. These are 300. These things are great too. I feel like for me, I do have bigger hands. I feel like the 7 1/4 is great still, but I do feel like it's just a little undersized. The 10 for me is the perfect size, and I'd rather a 10 and a 12 than a 10 and a 7 1/4. Maybe under a few circumstances that could change. But so I don't actually have a 7 1/4 in this bag here, but it's worked out just fine for me. Now some of the bigger adjustable wrenches. We got the 10 and the 12-inch. This is from Pittsburgh, right? So Harbor Freight, and from Cobalt again. It's good to have all the different sizes. They're great. This pipe wrench also is from Pittsburgh. I think this is the steel version, But so their aluminum version is just a little more expensive, but you can have every size of this. You know, each one is like $4. It's ridiculous. And I know that there's, you know, mixed opinions on this. Some people they'll only buy rigid. They'll only buy, you know, an $80 pair of these, or a $40 pair, depending on the size. I got some giant ones from rigid, but I just inherited those, and I think that these are, I would buy these again, because to me, you're saving so much money. You know, you're saving, this is like 10%, maybe 15 to 20% of the cost of some of the more expensive brands. And you got, it's the same construction, you know, and even if they did break, which I've never had a problem with these, then you go and buy another pair, and you got plenty of sizes you can throw in there. These are the 14. They also, I don't know, this has just a little spring to it, so I find that as a plus, because you can throw it on and really kind of make it stretch, and then the teeth grip really well. You got all the leverage you need. Obviously the steel is a little bit heavier than aluminum, but cheaper too. And you know, I feel like it's what I would choose again. Now, in supply line sort of stuff, I've got the clamp style PEX tool for your PEX fittings, the cinch clamps, which you can do. You just need one, and you can use, you know, you can clamp every single size with this. And then you've got this, which is the other version, which is the cinch. Or is that right? Yeah, I get the names mixed up every time, but this is basically the rings, you know. So you just put it on there and tighten it down. It's good to go. I do think that there's the pros and cons for each. You don't need them both. Sometimes if you're doing a bunch of fittings right in a row, this one's good. This one gets into more close quarters. It can also, you know, so they got the pros and cons. This one I feel like you need a lot more space, and if you got lots of clean open area, this is probably where I would go with. But I do like having both. I have found times when I would prefer either one. And then you got when you do have the rings only, you're gonna have to cut them with this. So this cuts your rings, and then this also kind of what I use this for a lot of times is these are the twin grip pliers from Knipex. And I'll just barely cinch down on it to keep it from moving. So that's what we've got, I think, in here. So that just about does it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you add to the bag. And yeah, awesome. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.